I'll try to get through it as quickly as possible. I don't know. This is a little bit of a different topic than what we've heard the last day and a half here. I'm going to be talking about mine drainage and coal mining, which is a little different compared to the rest. Has anyone seen water that has looked like this before?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is the rainbow of AMD. You got iron has the orange color, aluminum has the white color, and you don't see it as often, but this is manganese. It has the black color. Now, what we do is we put in passive treatment systems, which are pictured here. They're basically ponds filled with compost and limestone, and then there's a settling pond here and a wetland, and then a horizontal flow limestone bed that can take out the manganese. And the same kind of setup up here. There's over 300 passive treatment systems in Pennsylvania right now that have been publicly funded, and there's many more that have been privately funded. And what we've done is we've created Datashed to help manage those passive treatment systems in the state. It's a web-based GIS-enabled database that is freely available on datashed.org. And like I said, the purpose is to facilitate the operation, maintenance, and monitoring of passive treatment systems. We're trying to encourage the local watershed groups to maintain their sites. A lot of times, all you really need to do is, clean out some pipes or, deal with, ditches and, sometimes, actually one of the biggest issues that we have are muskrats. And a lot of these things can be done by volunteers. So we're trying to get the local watershed groups out and taking care of the sites. Now, Datashed stores information, and it's related to these treatment systems. We began development of Datashed back in 2002, which was a really long time ago. We got a small grant from the USGS to monitor our treatment systems, and we had these interns from Grove City College, which I also went to, and they were out in the field and in the lab at Grove City College, and so we didn't get to see them a whole lot. And so we tried to develop something that would facilitate communication and data exchange with them. Well, we developed it for a couple of years just for our own systems, and WIPCAMER, the Western Pennsylvania Coalition for Abandoned Mine Reclamation, came out and they were putting in a grant to monitor passive treatment systems, and as part of that, they were going to have a data management system. And so we had this one that was already in place, and we talked to him, and Bruce Golden was the director at the time. He really liked it, and so we partnered with him and added some capabilities to it. The original name was I'm going to forget about it. The funding the analysis of reclamation treatment systems, which was not the most appropriate acronym, so we came up with a different one here. The DEP has since provided some funding as well, and they're using it as a reporting tool for the sites. We've had some help from some others, the Eastern Coalition for Abandoned Mine Reclamation, and the Foundation for PA Watersheds has provided some funding. One of the things is the Datashed, SIS-Datashed link, which I'll talk about later. So Datashed stores information. There's water quality data. There's documents such as schematics, as-builts, O&M plans, photos. You can get directions to these treatment systems. We use Bing, and also the aerial photos that come along with Bing. Right now we have some limited GIS capabilities, which I'll talk about later. And one of the nice features is triggers. So as these watershed groups are out monitoring their sites, they can upload data to Datashed, and then if there is if they get a result from their analysis that is a little lower than what we had expected, like pH or a higher level of metals, it'll actually send out alerts to all the different members of that particular site. So we're providing a mechanism for watershed groups to store their data. And a lot of times, watershed groups aren't as technically savvy. They're storing information either on their own computers or, worst case scenario, on paper. And a lot of times when there's someone that's active in the group and they become ill or move away, that information goes with them. And so a lot of information can be lost that way. All the data that we have is backed up on a daily basis. So there is some value to government and funding organizations where they can, they have some central place to look at and find information about their sites, and they can use it for reporting. This is some of the people that work at the Foundation for PA Watersheds. That's John Dawes there. They've provided funding for Datashed, and they actually require the watershed groups or anyone who's interested in getting funding to have an account with Datashed in order for them to receive funding from them. So Datashed's the largest known repository of publicly funded passive treatment systems. And I think this is kind of where there is a connection to the oil and gas industry. I know the oil and gas industry is always looking for sources of water, and the DEP's actually developed a white paper on mine influence waters and using it for fracking and oil and gas industry use. And this is a site that you can go to, and I'm not sure what kind of water quality parameters you need, but you can go in there and you can see the water quality, and you can see the flow rates, and it might be something that you can go and find a site that might be suitable for what you need. Now, like I said, we've been developing this for a long time, and one thing that I've learned with working with the internet is that it constantly changes, and our site had become outdated, and we needed to update it in order for it to be more easily maintained. It was all originally custom code, and it was a lot of work for our programmer to keep up with. And so he recommended upgrading into Drupal, which is an open source content management system. And we didn't need to start from scratch. There's a whole open source community that is there to help with maintaining it. So that was a really big step for us. We did it, I think, in 2011, and we did get some funding to work on it. This is the old site. And this is Datashed 2.0, which basically has all the same information, just looks a little cleaner, more simpler interface. When we were designing Datashed, the first thing that we wanted to make sure, because of the different skill levels within the local watershed groups, is we want to make it user-friendly. And we would test the user-friendliness on one of my bosses who isn't really computer savvy. And if something is not computer savvy, this is what happens. And she wants to go back to paper, which we really can't do these days. Datashed provides access to all the information all the time. We did need to protect the information, so you do need an account, you need a password in order to upload data, but you do not need an account to download data. All the data is freely available. The limited GIS capabilities, you don't need any kind of plugins. You can natively use it in the browser. And we use free and open source software. And the reason we do this was just funding. We had at first no budget, and it was too expensive to go any other route. I asked our programmer a few years ago to come up with costs. And how much would it cost to put together a site like this? If we went with a commercial solution, and most of you can probably tell me if this is reasonable a number or not, but there's over $100,000 there of just software, not including development time. So with Drupal, we have lots of new bells and whistles. You can customize your membership page. You can make kind of web pages for your organization, customize your dashboard and your interface the way you like it. Location, we can enter location information a lot easier. We can use Google for geocoding, and you can actually just put a point on the map and come up with a latitude and longitude. Kind of apologize, I'm still working on a cold. My voice is going here. There is a wiki, which is just a collection of web pages, and I'm sure most of you have used Wikipedia before. We use the same software as what they have. I can show you. This is just an example from the Wikipedia. We have screencasts on how to do basic tasks. Now I'm going to try something that hopefully will work, and if it doesn't, I do have a backup, but let's see if it's still. I'm going to search for a site that I'm pretty familiar with. You just click on the site and it'll come up to a dashboard. So these are basic information about the site. The year it was constructed was 2000. Cost nearly $400,000 to make or to build it. To get the directions to the site, it's right over here. Your aerial photo is also through Bing. This is something that uses Map Server. It's a custom map that we had developed. I'm not going to try it out because it sometimes takes a little while to create. This is average water quality data for the site. You can access the rest of the water quality data under reports. Water quality report. So there's lots of data in here. We do have some statistics at the bottom of each sample point. Now, if you're interested in downloading the data yourself, there's a raw data export that'll put it into a CSV format for you. You can upload photos to the site. It's different ways to view things. Like I said, there's lots of bells and whistles with Drupal. We call this picture death. There's just nothing wants to grow in it. Now, as far as downloading different reports, there's reports and forms and schematics, as-builts. So it gets all the information out to the public, and it's available to anyone. So even if this watershed group ceases to exist, the information is going to still be available here. I guess we'll go over, check out IMAP. IMAP is our mapping function within the site. This was state of the art back in 2003, 2004, but things have changed. Google Maps wasn't even invented until 2005, so there was no Google Maps API that we could have used for this. So this uses Map Server, which is an open source program to create some web maps. Allows you to zoom in, zoom out, pan. We lost a little bit of functionality when we brought it over to Drupal. We can't query the sites yet, and we're really not going to take any time to develop this any further, because we're going to switch it over to some of the native Drupal capabilities. But you can turn on and off different layers. These are the sites that I had on the very first screen. So these are the ponds I was telling you about, and the wetland and settling pond. So whenever we switch over to some of the Drupal capabilities, we're going to be using Open Layers, which is a JavaScript library that allows you to display maps and use multiple sources of data. We're going to be, as we add new projects, new sample points to the datashed, they'll automatically appear within the web mapping. Right now, we have to create these files and upload them, and so they're static. Now, as part of what we're doing in the company is we have a grant to sample all the treatment systems in the state, and we've done 3 snapshots, we call them, so far, and we're going to be doing another one here in 2013 or it's probably going to be 2014 or 15. But we're trying to gather all information from at one point in the year, at one sample event, for all the systems, just to keep tabs on them, because some of them aren't monitored as much as we would like. And all this data is going to be uploaded to Datashed. And like I said before, the Foundation for PA Watersheds gave us a small grant to try to create a link with the DEP database called SIS, Sample Information System. Now, SIS is located behind a firewall that is really hard to get through. There was different discussions on how to implement it. We ended up, they were going to create a mirror for us, and we'd be able to connect directly to that, but we decided in the end they decided that there would be too many security risks. So what they do is on a periodic basis, quarterly basis, they send us a download of all of the sample points, all the water quality data from the sample points that correspond to sites within Datashed. And then we have an import tool that we can just upload it. And so all the data that we're aware of that's within the DEP's database is on Datashed now for these treatment systems. Future upgrades, we are planning on continuing developing Datashed. We want to further work on the help section, trying to get more people using it and understanding how it works. We would like to create some online calculators, develop some custom graphing and reporting. So that allows you to choose, date ranges and sites that maybe have a certain water quality parameter that you want to look at. And of course, we're going to work on some IMAP as well. And if anyone has any suggestions, we're definitely willing to see what those are and see if we can incorporate them. So I think that's it.